Italy are at their lowest ebb and trying to draw from Gareth Southgate's England for inspiration as they continue their rebuild at Wembley on Tuesday. There are striking similarities between the Azzurri, whose failure to qualify for this summer's World Cup was branded a national disgrace, and England in 2016 after they were humiliated by Iceland at the Euros and then sacked manager Sam Allardyce after 67 days. Like England, who turned to Southgate and his investment in a new generation of players, Italy have put under-21 manager Luigi Di Biagio in interim charge after missing out on Russia. There is an added personal connection between the two men. Di Biagio missed the final penalty in a shootout against France at the 1998 World Cup. Di Biagio is tipped to get the job full-time unless Antonio Conte or Carlo Ancelotti express firm interest, and he made a bold statement by giving Federico Chiesa and Patrick Cotrone their international debuts in his first game in charge against Argentina on Friday. Cotrone, a 20-year-old striker from AC Milan, said, "I've worked with Mr. Di Biagio in the under-21s and know him well. He is a great coach who demands maximum work, but that's not all. The games are prepared very skillfully." The disillusionment was really high in November, when Italy lost to Sweden in the playoffs, but we have to start again. England have started with the youngsters and we are beginning to do the same. One advantage for Di Biagio is having a core of experienced players to help guide his less experienced players. Whereas Southgate's senior men Wayne Rooney and Joe Hart are no longer guaranteed first-team football, Italy can still call upon 176-cap goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon and Milan defender Leonardo Bonucci at Wembley. Midfielder Marco Verratti, of PSG, limped off in the 2-0 defeat to Argentina at the Etihad. "Buffon is a champion," said Cotrone, of the 40-year-old, who reversed his international retirement following the tragic death of teammate Davide Astori, but may not carry on playing for much longer. "He is a great inspiration in the team and leads by experience. I play with Leo at Milan and he gives me lots of advice." On England's World Cup prospects, Cotrone is polite rather than enthusiastic. "I really don't know," he says. "There are some good sides, like Argentina, and a lot of teams can compete." 3 Premier League players are in the Italian squad, all defenders: David Zappacosta, of Chelsea, Manchester United's Matteo Darmian and Angelo Ogbonna, of West Ham. And Liverpool fans will be interested in seeing 26-year-old Napoli midfielder Jorginho, who has been heavily linked with a £50 million move to Anfield as a replacement for Emre Can. Born in Brazil, Jorginho moved to Italy as a teenager and chose to represent his adopted country despite the efforts of Brazil's technical director, former Arsenal player Edu. He says he has no regrets even though it will mean watching the World Cup on television rather than participating. "I will be supporting Brazil. I love that country like I love Italy, but I chose to play for Italy because my whole football history is here. We are a young team and we had only 3 training sessions before we played Argentina. I believe we are on the right track to grow together." Gianluigi Buffon, legendary Juventus goalkeeper, right, can't seem to make his mind up on retirement. The 40-year-old is set to wear the skipper's armband at Wembley, his 177th cap. Jorginho, Brazilian-born midfielder, has been instrumental in Napoli's revival and is being eyed by Liverpool to replace Emre Can if he leaves this summer. Lorenzo Insigne, the Napoli playmaker, has received plaudits from the club's greatest ever player, Diego Maradona.